What's going on, everyone? Here again is RSG coming to show you some more tech stuff that you need to check out. Because if you're looking to stream, play some video games like me, or maybe make some YouTube videos like me, or just heck, make some videos, or maybe you're just looking to video chat, well, I got something you need to check out, and that's the Logitech C920. So if you want to see more, then stick around. Let's get right into this Logitech C920. And now, when I say the best webcam on the market since 2012 and still to this day, it's definitely got to be the Logitech C920. Hey look, I got two. One you're seeing me on now, and one in my hand. This one was given to me by a great follower I have on my Twitch channel, Einan. Now, the reason that I decided a second camera would be great because I wasn't able to really fit in every single thing I needed to in the one camera shot. And maybe some of you are sitting there going, well, why not? Is it, not good enough? Is the camera, too small of a shot for you to be able to capture everything? No, actually, it captures just a little too much. As you could probably tell, I have a green screen behind me. But even though my green screen is absolutely huge, with this amazing Carl Zeiss 1080p wide-angle lens, it kind of captures a little too much. And for areas that are close to my green screen, you'll see that there's like distortion and stuff from the chroma key. Now, can you go up close and personal? Well, yeah, you can go real up close and personal. But let's back it on out because we don't need to go that up close and personal. Now, some things that I will tell you about are the wire on this, because I'd like to start out with some cons, because there's only two cons on this whole review that I'm going to do, because there's not really anything much bad to be said about the Logitech C920. First thing I'll go off of is I had an older one. I had to replace this. I got it for about $74.99 for the one you're seeing me on now. I got it for $74.99 at a Best Buy. Now, I have noticed that the wire has changed a little bit since the one I last got, because mine snapped right at the USB end. Yep. And now let's go with a little bit of a tech lesson. If you're not familiar with what this is called, this little barrel right here, this is called a ferrite bead, or a ferrite bead. I don't know if I have the pronunciation right, but I'm gonna call it a ferrite bead. It's to reduce the electrical or electric interference that you can get from other electronic devices. And now, I don't know if much of a difference would be made by putting it to here, because if it was put just to behind maybe where this tag was, then when it snapped at the USB end, I would be working with more than that area. Yes, that's right. That's all I had to work with, which unfortunately I couldn't do much about. I'm sure maybe I could have soldered it or done something, but it was just so small of an area of wiring to work with. I really just didn't have much to splice and stuff like that. So I ended up having to buy a whole new one. So that's one of my pet peeves. And how, with thin wires, I don't really like thin wires because they can break, and I have to wonder how much, shielding is really in this cable. I mean, my Blue Snowball microphone that you're all hearing me on now has, way more shielding. It's a way bigger cable, and I'm sure it's got less going through it than my camera. Although I will say that is the properties of a good microphone, is having a good shielded cable so you don't have that noise interference, considering that it is going to be just dealing with noise, and it's very easy for it to be messed up by that. So maybe that has something to do with it. But there is also, microphones on this, so maybe a little more shielding would have been better. That brings me to my second pet peeve I have with this, or I shouldn't say pet peeve, I should say just con that I have with this, is this dual stereo microphone that they talk about. It's just crap. Now, if you want to hear it, I'm not going to do any kind of example of that in this video because I've already done it in my Blue Snowball review, which I will put down below. The first half of the part of the video, that like a good portion of the first part when I'm reviewing the whole microphone itself, because I obviously can't have that microphone being used while I'm reviewing it, is done with the Logitech dual microphone setup going on, and it just sounded awful. And then you'll hear the difference. So I'll put that link down in the description down below. So make sure you check that out, as well as some other YouTubers that I enjoy watching. So make sure you do that if you want to hear what the audio quality will be from the C920's dual microphone quality would be. I mean, it's just really no Logitech. No, should it? I mean, come on. Really? But other than that, that's it. That's all I got for cons. Everything else is a pro. I mean, it's amazing. The camera is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I know normally people are like, why don't you have this on? Why are you just holding it in your hand? Why is it not on 10? Well, I will actually bring it over to the bench and get that all worked on. But let's start with some things that I can show you right from here that don't need to exactly be up close. So as you see, it actually can fully fold out. I don't know why you would want to do this. I mean, heck, unless you want upside down video. But some great things about it. Okay, it has a mount for a tripod. See that screw hole right there? That is a mount for a tripod. I could put it on any tripod I've done. I mean, I'm talking between your $15 piece of crap tripods to like the one I'm using now, which is about $300. That was given to me as a gift from a family member. And actually, I should more say I'm borrowing it because they're not using it. But it works on both. It given me no problems whatsoever. So I love that about it, is that I can just mount it right up, no problems whatsoever. The other thing that's great though is if you do want to put it on like a monitor or something, you have tons of rubber footing. Now, even where it mounts on a tripod, there's rubber footing down below. And now there's also rubber footing right here on this nice hinged part. Now, why is this hinged? Why does this need to be hinged? Well, as you can see right up here, we have a bevel, that we have a nice edge, and that is also got rubber on it, as well as this whole area down here has rubber on it. It's just rubber all over the place for great grip. It makes a huge difference, let me tell you. So, for instance, let's say we're going to mount it on top of that monitor that you want. Well, you could do that. Or maybe you need it to go more of an angle up. Well, you can do that. And see, this hinge, obviously, if I have it like this, I don't want that hinge resting like that. I want that hinge resting like that. See, it'll make a nice flush fit right to whatever you're doing. But now let's say that's not enough. You need to make it move more. Well, guess what? Oh, that's right. This part moves too. The whole thing is just a great setup of how they did it, and I can't complain one bit about it. It's really been one of the best cameras I've ever. It's actually been the best camera I've ever seen for any kind of computer application. Now, of course, you can get special DSLR cameras and everything, but they're not going to be used as like a webcam. You just wouldn't do that. So for just being a webcam, it's the closest to an actual camera, you know, that I've ever seen. So it's amazing. Now also, you can't see here, but on the sides, just to let you know, hey, I'm on. It lights up blue. You know, and I love it because my whole computer accent is red, white, and blue. No, not for the whole American thing. That's just how it ended up working out. Mainly, though, it's white and blue. So I love the blue lights on it. It's great. Lets me know, hey, my camera's on and working. If there's something wrong with it, I could see, and it will be blue. So that's some great points about it. Like I said, you got a 1080p Carl Zeiss lens on it. which also does 15 megapixel still shots, and it's just mind-blowing how gorgeous everything can look. 1080p full recording if you have enough storage space for it, because 1080p can take up a little bit of storage space every time you record stuff. But now I think it's time that we show a little more up close and see exactly what this thing has to offer. So this is going to be a very short, up close and personal kind of part right here, because I've already shown you everything I kind of need to about this. The part I will show you is, look at that. That's right, you can see the reflection, because it's such a fine shot of the Logitech I am recording with, and with those blue lights I was talking about. So it's quite amazing. Those blue lights go right around the rim right here, and they show you that the camera is actually on. The other part that I can show you up close is the dual microphone, the dual stereo microphone that they talk of. Like I said, I know I keep harping on it, and I don't know why I do, honestly, because it's not like they said, hey, look at this great microphone we put out. It's meant to be a webcam, and one hell of a webcam it truly is. It is a great webcam that I have no true complaints about. You know, because it's done everything I need. The zooming properties, everything about it, the quality of it, just can't go wrong. So, the other part I'm just going to show you that I showed you before or a little bit earlier in the video is how it mounts. As you can see, the difference, this would be the plastic, okay, but this is all rubber footing right here, and even on the back right here. Now that's going to be the little wing kind of part I was telling you about, that it is able to hold on to a monitor with, and you have the little hinged part, so whichever orientation you're going to have your monitor or whatever you're putting it on, TV, whatever it could possibly be, sitting, you can have it perfectly mounted. See, just like that, you know, and it'll go to where you need it to. Absolutely great, can't complain at all about it. And right here is my favorite, the tripod mount, which also has a rubber footing down below. But the tripod mount is why I'm able to make this portion right here, because it is mounted on a tripod that is up above looking down. So that is a great feature to me, and I think that sometimes they went a little nuts with the rubber. I mean, look, there's even rubber footing there. I don't even know why you'd need it there. But oh, now you'll see the autofocus is going a little out. Sometimes there is some focus issues, so you do something like that when you're doing this much movement around with it, and it will focus back. I mean, it does do great autofocus. Sometimes it can go a little out of whack, but I usually never have an issue with that. So I'm glad that actually happened, so I could show you some of the autofocus going on right there. Now, the last part I really wanted to show you is, like I said before, is how this part actually tilts, giving you that little extra motion that you'll definitely need. So, do I recommend this camera? Of course. Actually, I was recommended this by Barnacules Nerdgasm. He's another person on YouTube that you can check down in the description, down below, over there, because that's a great person that I watch all the time. But I will also tell you, all the big streamers, this is the camera they use. This is it. This is what the big streamers use, because this is the best you're going to come across. So if you're looking, I mean truly looking, to get a really good webcam for, like I said, streaming, doing video calls, doing video recording, even on YouTube, you want to start out on YouTube, get this. Anywhere between 60 and $100, and it's in your hands, and you're good to go, good to start. Now, with this 6-foot cord or 5-foot cord, it goes about arm to arm with me. Okay? It might need, depending on if you're going to do YouTube stuff, you might need to get an extension cable. But you know what? Even with a 10-foot non-active, which means non-powered USB cable that the camera I'm shooting on right now is using, and it's just a cheapo eBay $3 special, I'm getting great video quality. I'm getting no problems at all. I mean, it's so good to the fact that you can read what's on here. I mean, if I wanted to, you can even read what's on here. As soon as it focuses, that is. See? Look at that. Oh. But see, I'm glad I can get these focusing issues up there, because that's a little bit of an issue that I do have, but it is also zoomed in. Remember that I have it zoomed in, okay? So you need to really get this if you're looking to do any kind of stuff with video cameras and your computer attached. If you already have other video cams like handy cams and stuff like that, maybe it's not that big of an importance, but if you're gonna have a camera attached to your computer, this should be the one you've got attached. Well, that ends it for this segment. I'm going to have it look right up at you. Well, I want to thank you all for watching this review on the Logitech C920, and I hope it helped you all and answered a bunch of questions that you may have had. And like I said, if you're looking to stream or do any kind of video calling and maybe your early start on YouTube, then I don't see why you're not already adding this to some kind of cart, either in your local store or in a cart on the internet, because this is the webcam you need to get, as it is definitely the best. And I will say, if you need to hear the difference between the dual microphones that they have on the Logitech C920 and a real microphone or a more professional microphone, then check down below where you can find a link to my other video, which is a blue snowball microphone review. And you can also find a link to a bunch of other YouTubers or a couple other YouTubers that I watch that really have helped me, with a lot of the technology I look at today. So if you like the video, please make sure you hit that like button. If you don't like it, make sure you comment so I know what I should change about it next time. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe if you really like to watch my content. And if you want to help out some other people and let them know what kind of camera to buy, then share it out so they all know what they should be buying and putting in their cart for their next webcam. And for all those who are going to keep tuning in to my videos, hey, I'll see you next time.